The following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's Ravens Report, relive the best moments of the 2022 regular season. We sit down with Tyus Bowser to talk about the Ravens' journey to the playoffs. Plus, a preview of Sunday's wild card game against the Bengals with John Harbaugh. All that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Welcome to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn, and more importantly, welcome to the postseason. The Ravens finished with a 10-7 record and the 6th overall seed, which means a return trip to Cincinnati on Sunday night to take on the Bengals in the wild card round. And the road to the playoffs has had its ups and downs for the Ravens, with plenty of highlights and even a few lowlights. So before we head into the second season, let's look back at the journey through the first 17 games of 2022.
Every question is going to come after this as respectfully as I can say as possible. Just watch how we bounce back. That's all I got to say.
You can fake a lot of things, but you can't fake winning.
Excitement for football season all converging to this moment where the 2022 season gets underway.
Lamar winding up, going deep for Bateman. He's got him! Touchdown!
Bombs away. That's Lamar Jackson.
Devin Duvernay, his second of the day, and the Ravens extend their lead. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Devin Duvernay goes all the way, and this place is on fire! This offense, right now, is a big play offense. Rashad Bateman and a blink.
Action Jackson in the flash.
Jackson will keep it. He's got room. He's at the 30. It's a leg race. 40, 10, 5, touchdown with a tumble.
He is electrifying!
Hey, you didn't lost a step, right? Hey, he didn't lost a step.
Lamar Jackson is lighting it up. He's looking for Andrews, reaches up, he makes the catch!
Appreciate it.
Get your ass out the way.
Lamar will keep it, he's got room, he's to the 5, he walks in, touchdown! Lamar Jackson with a knockout shot!
Lamar Jackson's amazing. What can't this man do?
He fumbles it at the 40, and the Ravens recover at the 27-yard line. And for John Harbaugh, that is career victory number 150.
This game always has been, is, and always will be about the players.
Let's see if they like playing against us after the night. Straight up, bro.
He's hit and taken off his feet. He drops to throw, fires across the middle. Andrews has it to 5, turns, and he's in for a touchdown. Tucker from 58, and the crowd is going wild.
We got the goat out there. Go.
This entire night comes down to this final play. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick on the way. It is up. It is good. What a night for the Ravens.
But let's finish the game in the fourth quarter. All right? There's no way they're going to score all those points in the fourth quarter if they don't have the ball. Let's just keep getting better so that we are closing out games in the fourth quarter on offense and our defense is cheering. Can we do that? Let it rip, and let's see what happens, okay? I can't wait to find out.
I know what type of game this is. It's that smash mouth, physical ass football.
Hit again! You gotta be kidding me! Clean like a torpedo!
Mark in charge. Start.
He takes it, pitches it to Lamar Jackson, sprints around the left side. He's got room. He's to the 40-yard line and pushed out of bounds. Touchdown, Ravens!
Let's go.
Cade York to tie the game. Kick is blocked, but it's special teams that has kept hope alive. So the Ravens are now 2-0 in the AFC North.
One play at a time.
They were sluggish, they were sleepwalking, they woke up.
Jackson keeps it on the read option right up the middle, 25-30, piece to the 40. Jackson spins out of a tackle, rolls to the right, throws to Drake at the 4, turns the corner, touchdown Ravens!
That's Baltimore running football right there.
Running to the right, fires back in the end zone, caught! Isaiah Likely, touchdown Ravens!
They come out in the second half and run them off the field.
Come on! Let's go!
A massive, massive trade for the Baltimore Ravens, who have just agreed to terms with the Chicago Bears for star defender and captain Roquan Smith.
I think this could be the difference in winning a playoff game and losing one. I think he is that good of a player.
Ravens return to the road tonight, looking for their first 3-game win streak of this season. Tonight, drilled and sacked back at the 25-yard line. Lieutenant's got a man open. Touchdown Ravens! Isaiah Likely. By the ageless Justin Houston.
And no answer for Justin Houston.
Intercepted, picked off at the 20-yard line. Justin Houston.
That boy is going crazy.
Justin Houston's had a lot of great games in his 12-year career. They haven't been much better than this.
Wow.
And there is the evidence of what the Ravens thought this trade would bring them. This one goes into the win column for the Ravens, their 6th of the season.
I love this team. I love this team. I love. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad verse right there. Oh, God.
At home in November, one play at a time for the man next to you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ravens come out of this bye week 6-3, riding a 3-game winning streak and looking like they are trending upward.
Let's trust each other and let's believe in each other, man. Like, really believe in each other, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Win the game. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Mayfield to throw out of the shotgun, pocket collapsing. He throws it. It's almost intercepted by Marcus Peters. Ball comes loose, and the Ravens are going to have the ball. Near side intercepted. The Ravens force another turnover.
Marlowe. Drake down the sideline. Kenyon Drake.
Let's go.
Jackson will keep it on the read option. Jukes a man. Dives in for the touchdown. Ravens now 7-3. They come out of the bye week strong as anticipated.
I think this defense is going to get better and better.
Hey, we rolling. We rolling. We rolling.
Blitz pressure coming up the middle. Roquan Smith on the blitz. Sacked Russell Wilson back at the 30-yard line. And Lamar Jackson is now walking down the steps and into the Ravens locker room area for further examination. That is not a good sign. Lamar Jackson out for the rest of the game with a knee injury. Tyler Huntley, now it's going to be his game, it appears, moving forward. A touchdown is the lead. Throw it down the sideline, he's got a man at the 5.
Huntley takes it himself. A block and a touchdown.
The Hayes in the barn, and the Ravens defeat the Broncos.
You're not a Raven until you beat the Steelers.
Send them out from the jump and let them know who we are.
He is flung to the turf. Shot!
In the backfield. Oh, there he goes! Off to the races!
Lunges, touchdown Ravens! J.K. Dobbins.
I like this kid, Anthony Brown, when he was in preseason.
But he's not in preseason now, and he's not in Kansas, Toto. He's at the 1-yard line, backed up to a wall of noise. The Ravens have it 3rd down and 3 at their 28-yard line. Brown gives it to Gus Edwards. He crosses the 30 out to the 34. First down Ravens.
Let him finish it off.
And the Ravens defense is coming through big.
Intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
Officially a Raven now, baby.
Coldest home game in Baltimore Ravens history at M&T Bank Stadium.
We'll punch our ticket to the dance.
We win and we in the playoffs. Let's go do it.
Fumbles the ball. Ravens recover.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Quick punch out.
Huntley to the end zone.
He makes the catch. Touchdown Ravens.
Don't leave no doubt. Don't give these boys a stop. They can hang with us.
The Hayes in the barn, and it's a Merry Christmas in Baltimore.
There's some dogs on this team. Congratulations on the playoffs. Congratulations on the playoffs.
Ravens will return to Cincinnati for Wild Card Weekend.
Looking forward to our opportunity. Everybody's 0-0 going forward, so we can't wait to get started.
I'm looking forward to next week, seeing these guys again, and I think it'll be even sweeter then, so for all the marbles.
We'll see them again next week and kind of let the chips fall where they fall.
But at the end of the day, it's just nameless, faceless opponents.
So it's a familiar foe in the wild card round, the Bengals. And the Ravens split their 2 regular season matchups with Cincinnati with each team winning at home. And Sunday night, the stakes couldn't be any higher. It's win or go home. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we sit down with outside linebacker Tyus Bowser to talk the regular season and what to expect in the playoffs. This week, the flock painted the town purple. The Ravens painted logos around the city, and Ravens fans got the chance to have their cars stenciled at M&T Bank Stadium. The flock is ready for playoff football. Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. So since returning to the lineup near the midpoint of the season, outside linebacker Tyus Bowser has played a huge role in turning the Ravens defense into one of the league's best. This after suffering a torn Achilles at the end of the 2021 season. And now a look to complete that comeback story with a deep playoff run. And for more on his recovery from that serious injury and the road to the postseason, here's Tyus with our Shelby Gurnath.
Trevor Lawrence trying to escape, hit from behind. Ball is loose, and the Ravens recover at the 24-yard line.
Tyus, it's officially a clean slate. Everyone is 0-0. What's the mentality of the Ravens heading into the wild card round of the playoffs?
Really just taking it one day at a time. You're only guaranteed 1 week. So right now we're just trying to take advantage of each and every day to prepare ourselves for Cincinnati. So just locking into what we need to take care of as far as film and game plan and just going from there.
Yeah, it all starts Sunday night in Cincinnati. What are the advantages and maybe even disadvantages of playing a team back-to-back like this?
Just, you've seen them before the past week, and you got to go and see them again at their place. So those are a few disadvantages, but at the same time, you understand what they're doing, you understand the schemes that they're going to play, and that kind of helps you prepare for that next week, understanding what they're probably going to do.
Everyone always talks about Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but it seems like the Ravens and the Bengals is also becoming a pretty big rivalry. What's it like to play Cincinnati?
It's great, man. It's just great atmosphere. That's a really good team that we have a ton of respect for. But there's no love, with them when it comes to us. We're going to try to do what we can to get a win, and that's pretty much it. But it's just great playing in this division. With the Steelers, with the Bengals, the Browns, and just love playing around it.
So what's it going to take to beat that team like the Ravens did in Week 5?
Just taking advantage of every snap. I felt like when it comes to playoffs, every single snap matters. It's almost like this is the last play of the game. And whoever wins that match, wins it all. So that's kind of like our mindset going into this week, just taking advantage of every single snap, making sure that we're communicating, we're detailed, and we're flying and getting to the ball.
We've seen rookie David Ojabo see action in a few games now. Once he's fully healthy, what can he add to this pass rush unit?
Man, just his style. He's a great player. We've seen him at Michigan, and just what he's able to bring to this team, man, is awesome, especially what he was able to do this past week in the strip sack. That's just a little preview of what he's capable of doing for this franchise, for this team. So definitely excited for him. Looking forward to seeing him this week go out there and play his best ball.
He actually suffered the same injury that you got in the season finale last year. How can you relate to David and what he's going through?
Yeah, I mean, mine kind of happened a few months before his, so just being able to kind of talk to him through, the different phases and what to prepare for, what to look out for, the same way that, Justice Hill, a few other guys that kind of went through the same injury, they helped me through that process of like, okay, during these first couple months, this is how it's going to be. Just stay patient with it, continue to do these exercises, and I kind of just passed that on to him as well, just telling him whatever you got to do to get himself at his best, just make sure you do it.
Well, yeah, it's been about 10 weeks since you returned from your Achilles injury. How do you feel like you've improved week by week coming back from something like that?
Really just getting my feet wet, just getting out there on the field. I feel like there's no better way than actually going out there and testing what you can do. And just to come, mid-season, unsure of what I can do, based off my injury, but just had a great, training staff, just great supporters around me to help me get myself in my best, feeling like myself. So I was able to go out there and practice and feel good, feel confident, and that's the most important thing, is just the mental battle. just being able to get past that and get yourself ready to go out there and play a football game.
This week, Roquan Smith signed a 5-year extension with the Baltimore Ravens. What does he add to this already dominant defensive unit?
Oh man, just a dominant player who can stop the run, who can drop in coverage. Obviously, you've seen him during the Steelers, catch an interception and just really just flying around, man. That's what this defense is all about, getting to the ball, stopping the run, and going out there and making plays when you can. So just having him around for the next 5 years is going to be great.
Is there anything specific that you've been able to learn from him?
That I need to work on my speed a little bit more, man. That man can fly from sideline to sideline. So with him just going out there, that helps motivate me to go out there and do the same thing. And just his energy, his character, his leadership, man, it's contagious and everybody sees it. And when you have people like that around you, that helps everyone be better.
Well, this defense is ranked in the top 5 in 4 categories: points allowed per game, rushing yards per game, red zone defense, and third down efficiency. What makes that group so good?
Just Mike McDonald, man, just being a player's coach. Always communicating, talking to us on what we need to do, what we feel like is best for us. And he works with us. That's what you want for a coach, is to be able to communicate. And if you see something on the field, being able to communicate that, and he works with you in the same way to make both, him and us, look great. So definitely appreciate what he does and how he is as a coach, man, and just good energy, good person, and that's what you want.
Something I'm sure we'll see on Sunday night is your pregame tradition of throwing a ball and playing catch with some fans in the stands. How did that start?
I feel like for me, growing up, going to football games, I just always felt like it was cool to, be around those type of people, and just always dreaming of being that guy one day. And I just thought, how would it feel for an NFL player to, play catch with a fan, regardless of they're with us or not. Just the fact that they're here, just enjoying this game of football, and just the experience, and just having different fans, different people come out to me and be like, man, I appreciate you for, throwing the ball to my child, throwing the ball to me, man. I'm a fan now. And this comes from other people that's not even Ravens fans. So I just think it's cool. It kind of helps me get my energy going, just being around the fans, especially when you've been out, that 2020 season, I didn't get the chance to. So coming back, you learn to appreciate having the fans around and how much energy they bring to the game. It's just great to, bring out that experience for them and make this game great.
Okay, Tyus, we're gonna end with some rapid fire this or that questions. So pizza or calzone?
Pizza.
A messy locker or a tidy locker?
Tidy locker.
Fancy car or fancy house?
Fancy house.
Guacamole or queso?
Queso.
Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney.
Strip sack or scoop and score?
Ooh, strip sack.
How about both? I mean, strip sack and then scoop and score?
Let's just say both. Let's do that.
Well, let's channel that energy into Sunday night. Tyus, thank you so much for your time, and good luck in Cincinnati.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
And the Ravens finished the regular season with a top 3 rushing defense, no doubt thanks in part to Bowser and the rest of that impressive linebacking core. Coming up next on Ravens Report, the Ravens agreed to a huge 5-year deal with Roquan Smith. We hear from the linebacker next. Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Earlier this week, linebacker Roquan Smith signed a 5-year contract to stay here in Baltimore. And since joining the Ravens in Week 9, Smith has been the heart and soul of this defense and clearly embodies everything it means to play like a Raven. Let's hear from Roquan after signing this life-altering contract.
Roquan, congratulations. You just put pen to paper on a new 5-year contract. Talk to me about the emotions you're feeling right now.
It feels surreal, man. Very blessed to be in this moment. Utmost respect for Eric, man, the way he did things, honest guy, fair, and just to be able to nail this out, man, and call Baltimore home, man, it's amazing, and I'm just very excited to keep going, keep building here, and chasing championships.
When this trade went down, I know you talked about maybe this is a place that I'll call home for a long time. At what point did you realize that you wanted to make this organization, this city, your permanent home?
Honestly, man, when I first got here, from like how welcoming everyone was, like from the staff, from all over the players, the guys all made me feel at home from the first moment I got here, and I'm just like, wow, this is how things are gonna be, and it's just like every day's just been getting better. So I'm just very excited to be here and just call this home, and man, overjoyed.
So you're your own agent, which is unique. You went through this process yourself. Talk to me about the negotiations, and when did you have the conversations with Eric, and how did that go down?
Yeah, I thought it went really well. Nothing is ever easy, but I thought he was a very honest, upfront guy. Laid the law down of like what he expected, and I felt like we got things done. And I think a lot of guys want to be at the table now for transparency, and so just having a great leader in Eric for the organization and being able to treat players fairly and look at guys as men, it means a lot to me and means a lot to other guys that are looking as well. So have the utmost respect for him, and man, just so happy to be here and call this place home.
I don't need to tell you about the history of linebacker in this organization. You know that well. What does it mean to sign this contract to be that next great linebacker here that's going to be here for the long haul?
Man, it's amazing and feels surreal almost just knowing like how many legends were before me, and like idol with like Ray Lewis, always looking up to him from like being a kid, and like now being in that next seat, and just man, it's amazing. I'm just overjoyed and very excited to just call this place home and keep building onto the legacy of great defense here, because that's what this place was built on.
Roquan, you've only been here 9 games. It feels like it's been more than that. You came in and you became a leader almost instantaneously for this team. You're given the pregame huddle. You're firing guys up throughout the week. How have you gone about trying to become a leader on this team and earn the respect of your new teammates?
I think just being a leader, I think it's just part of just being yourself and not trying to be anything that you're not. And I think guys can spot fakeness, and a guy trying to be a wannabe in a sense. And I think I'm just unapologetic like myself, and I don't like try to be anyone else that I'm not. And I think the guys just lean towards that, and that's what guys are a fan of. So it's a great group of guys, and I'm just happy to be leading this pack.
This is a big move on the business front, but you have a big game this week, and I know that's probably at the top of your mind. What does it mean to get this done knowing you have a playoff game here that you are all fired up about?
I don't think it's any better being able to get this done, and then with the playoffs right here, someone who I feel like we owe something to in Cincinnati, and just going out there to get that dub, man, it's going to be even sweeter once that happens. So I'm very excited to get this game going on Sunday night and show the world exactly who we are.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Roquan. We can't wait to see you on that field on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And Roquan is coming off a game-high 16 tackles against the Bengals last week, getting his first taste of this AFC North rivalry. And the Ravens will continue to look to him to set the tone on Sunday night in another showdown back in Cincinnati at Paycor Stadium. Coming up next on Ravens Report, Ravens play-by-play man Jerry Sandusky helps preview the Ravens-Bengals matchup. This week at M&T Bank Stadium, the Ravens and Live Nation announced Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks will be coming to the bank for one of the fall's biggest concerts. Tickets go on sale January 20th at 10 a.m. Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. As the Ravens prepare for the playoffs, they're looking at a very familiar opponent in the Cincinnati Bengals, who they just faced last week in what we could describe as a unique game, where Baltimore chose to rest some key starters with the postseason berth already secured. And for more on round 3 against the Bengals and the history of this rivalry, here's the voice of the Ravens, Jerry Sandusky.
For the 4th time in 5 years, the Ravens find themselves back in postseason play. John Harbaugh has more road playoff wins than any coach in NFL history. And now the Ravens will see the Bengals for a second time in 2 weeks, which means a lot of the plays we saw last Sunday in Cincinnati could have an impact on Wild Card Weekend. It's no mystery the Ravens will want to run the ball Sunday night in Cincinnati. And when they face 8 in the box with the Bengals trying to take away the run, the key is the double team up front. Tyler Linderbaum, Ben Powers, creating the crease that makes the running game go even in a crowd. J.K. Dobbins returns. He'll pick up where Kenyon Drake left off with the ability to ad-lib when the hole isn't there. Drake starts left, nothing there, heads to the right, finds the open space, and turns a no gain into a big gain. That's key for the offense to stay on track and stay on the field. In the passing game, the quarterbacks have to do a better job of recognizing coverages. Once Anthony Brown settled in last Sunday night, he started to pick it up. Zone coverage, find the dead zone, find the tight end. Charlie Kolar here, but Mark Andrews does return, and he'll make it more exciting because you can't just focus on Isaiah Likely, who had 103 yards receiving last Sunday. Now you have Likely, who showed the ability to get open down the seam, and Andrews. It forces the Bengals to choose who they want to put double coverage on. The passing focus in Cincinnati, it's Joe Burrow. Here he finds Jamar Chase on a quick 5-yard pitch and catch, but it turns into a 15-yard gain into the red zone. The key the Ravens adjusted to was using 2 deep coverage and man press pressure. Notice here you have 2 deep safeties and press coverage, which means Burrow can't get the ball to a quick throw, easy reception, and everybody's covered down the field. That's a coverage I expect to see a lot from the Ravens this week. It takes away the deep throw, but also takes away the yards after catch on the short throw. The key for the Ravens in this game, it's number 18 in the middle, Roquan Smith. He got the big contract this week, and plays like this are why. Roquan Smith is everywhere. 16 tackles against the Bengals, 1 shy of a career high. Look for another career best effort this Sunday night because Roquan Smith knows if he can elevate his play to the top level, everybody rises with him, and that's how the Ravens believe they can advance to the divisional playoff game. It's a 3-2-1 game Sunday night in Cincinnati. Third time, 3, the Ravens will face the Bengals this season. Second time, 2, they'll see the Bengals in 7 days. But it is the first time the Ravens will ever face Cincinnati in the playoffs.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, we look back at the Ravens' best plays of the 2022 regular season.
In Maryland, football goes with just about everything. Crab cakes and football may as well be our state motto. But this season, that's not all we did.
Fires down the middle, it's intercepted. Williams has it at the 40-yard line.
There were first impressions and football. The Jackson 5 and football.
Lamar will keep it, he's got room, he's in the 5, he walks in, touchdown! Lamar Jackson with a knockout shot.
Kick saves.
It is good! What a night for the Ravens!
Block parties.
Kick is blocked.
A likely story.
Caught! Isaiah Likely! Touchdown Ravens!
Hungry dogs and football.
We got some dogs on this team.
Intercepted! Justin Houston.
Queen City.
Surrounded and sacked Patrick Queen.
Winning drives.
Takes it himself. A block and a touchdown.
Earning your wings and football.
You know, the Ravens, until you beat the Steelers.
Officially a Raven now, baby.
Wind chill.
The coldest home game in Baltimore Ravens history at M&T Bank Stadium.
And football.
Who's got it better than us?
Playoff football. That's what Maryland does.
Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. The 2022 regular season provided plenty of highlights out of Baltimore, from explosive plays, takeaways, and standout individual performances. And as we get set for Super Wild Card Weekend, let's take a look back at the best plays of the regular season.
5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Flacco, another deep shot is picked off. Marcus Williams inside the 30. Williams cuts it back at the 20, and Flacco makes the tackle at the 14-yard line.
Raven-type runs, one by Davis and the other one by Kenyon Drake.
Lamar winding up, going deep for Bateman. He's got him! Touchdown! Third touchdown today for Lamar Jackson, and that was a strike from deep.
Duvernay will bring it out. Got a block from Hill. He's got a lead blocker on the way, chased by the kicker. Getting a block from Harrison. All the way he goes. 103 yards. Tied at 7 now. Duvernay in motion with the shotgun to Jackson on 1st and 10. Oh, and he's got Bateman after the race races. Chased by Holland. Chased on the play by Howard. And there he goes. Touchdown. Wow. 75 yards. 3rd down 2. It's Jackson. Oh my gosh, here he goes. He'll sprint. He's being chased by Howard. Looking behind. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown.
Bailey with a good one. Duvernay. You buckle up anytime he's got his hands on it. Here comes Devin Duvernay. He squirts free. Devin Duvernay into Patriots territory. With that return, best starting field position of the day for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson hits the middle hard. And Lamar Jackson keeps on going inside the 10.
Jackson told us that Linderbaum from day one just looked like he belonged. He doesn't know if it's an Iowa thing like Marshall Yonda. Jackson somehow upright and throws it downfield. The bobble caught. A wild play. Duvernay on the receiving end.
From 43. Nick Moore snaps it. Jordan Stout holds it. Justin Tucker wins it for Baltimore.
Shotgun snap on a give. Slicing Kenyon Drake. Turns on the speed. Touchdown Ravens. 2 seconds left. Jones steps up. Jones stripped to the ball. And Jones loses it. A fumble. Queen knocks it free. Mike Davis in the backfield. Duvernay in motion. Fake it. Jackson's got a running lane. Oh! Abracadabra move by Jackson for a first down.
And he's going deep, and he's got his receiver. What a catch made by Duvernay on the rookie Martin Emerson. The number 2 punt return unit in the NFL. Duvernay from the 32. He's got a block from Harrison. Breaking tackles along the way, and there he goes. Also got a block from Likely, the tight end. They got Hunt in the backfield. Hunt will release. Brissett. Oh, knocked away. That's a fumble. Campbell knocked it away. Recovered by Elway.
Rushing yardage, you can see the difference, the change in the scheme in the second half, and they're going to add a lot more to that right here inside the 30-yard line. Drake finally tackled by Edwards.
And hopes he can get home with a 4-man rush.
Lawrence steps up on the move, lost the football, and Baltimore has it. Marcus Peters recovers the fumble.
And for the Ravens, that's 20 takeaways this year, 9 from fumbles, and you just get that pressure. Bowser coming in from the backside and going right at the ball. So a little bit of speed to clear out for your tight end, Mark Andrews.
2nd and 20. Lamar winding up, going deep for Jackson. He's got him! Deshaun Jackson!
Was he touched down? Well, he's giving the ball to the official, so apparently he was.
35 years old, and he can still burn past the D.
Lead the all-time series 32-24, including the playoffs. Dobbins in the backfield, 48 of Pittsburgh. First, oh, there he goes! A big hole! Off to the races! Chased by Fitzpatrick with a move and a stiff arm and out of bounds. Inside the 5. What a burst! 44 yards by Dobbins.
Had trouble holding on to the ball. 2 straight turnovers. Dobbins is free. Dobbins trying to find that breakaway speed. And he gets put down.
From the Falcons, 46. Edwards inside the 20, still going.
Alex Highsmith and Cam Hayward need a little bit more. This one's going to be in the field of play, so it'll be returned by Justice Hill. So at the 20, nice move. Hill gets to the edge. Boswell an angle on him. Hill around midfield, cuts back inside. Terrific return all the way to the 39-yard line.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, Head coach John Harbaugh previews the Ravens' wild card matchup with the Bengals.
Ravens Report is brought to you by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens, and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. John Harbaugh is no stranger to the postseason. This Sunday will be his 10th playoff appearance in 15 years as head coach. And Harbaugh's 8 playoff road wins are the most by any head coach in NFL history. And for more on how he plans on getting win number 9, here is the head coach with Garrett Downing.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. It's playoff week. At the start of every season, you hope to get to this point where you're going into the postseason. What changes as we're now in the playoff mode?
Well, I think everybody realizes that this is your opportunity. You know, it's the tournament. Everybody's on the same footing. You have an opportunity to advance. You know, you win advance, it's exciting. You're not too far away from the ultimate goal, but it's such a challenging game, such an exciting game. The games are so intense. Every play is peak on point moment where you just got to be locked in and play your best football. And the crowd's going crazy. They're on their feet screaming the whole game. It's one of those things that you know, it's why you're in this business.
A player who is going to have a big part in this game, also had a big week, is Roquan Smith. Signed the 5-year contract extension. He's going to be your middle linebacker here for the long haul. We've talked before about how great of a fit he's been here. How excited were you to get him under contract?
I was really excited, man. Eric came in and said he was really close, then all of a sudden it was done, So that was really great, and to see that I knew they were working for a few weeks, and I'd get the updates periodically on how it was going, and just a credit to Eric and all the people on that side. And then a credit to Roquan and the people that he was working with to be able to get it done during the season. They kind of outlined what days they would talk and kind of made a very professional back and forth give and take in terms of, like any negotiation would be, and professional and honest. And I think Roquan talked about that, so it was really cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to be watching him for a long time. I know he's fired up about this game. What do you take from last week's game? I mean, it's an unusual circumstance that you play a team in the last week of the regular season, you face them again in the postseason. What can you take from that game as you plan for this one?
Well, it's just an extension of the last game, really. I mean, it's a new game, but the fact from a scheme standpoint and coaching standpoint, it becomes an extension of the last game. And, they're thinking, what are we going to do? What do we hold back? What's the next thing that they'll do? We're thinking the same thing. What's coming next? What adjustment will they make? How will they play this, that, or the other? How will they play the new stuff? How will we play the new stuff? It's kind of an interesting chess match in that sense.
Obviously, there's uncertainty at quarterback, and I'm not asking who's going to play the game, but how have those players in that group handled the uncertainty over the past couple of weeks and specifically this week?
Right, they haven't batted an eye. I mean, I think everybody just goes with the assumption that they're going to play. Every player wants to play, expects to play. There's no player that's here that didn't come here to play. They're all here to play. And when the opportunity comes to play, they're ready. That's the opportunity they've been waiting for. That's their chance. And those guys in the quarterback room feel the same way.
You were asked earlier this week about, kind of what gives you confidence about this team when you get to the playoffs, and you said this team, this group is what gives me confidence. What do you love about this group?
I just think they're highly competitive and they're highly mature. They're into it. They understand what it takes to be successful. They know how hard they've worked to get to this point. They're very confident in their ability. I think they communicate well. They understand what matters. They understand how you win games, especially in the playoffs. So a very mature team, and they're ready to go.
I can't wait. Sunday, 8:15, it's going to be a great time. So good luck this week. Thank you for the time.
Thanks, Garrett.
And playoff football is no doubt a different environment than the regular season. And the stakes create a level of excitement this team can't wait for. And it's going to take every unit to help get the win in Cincinnati. Coming up next on Ravens Report, my keys to the game for the wild card matchup with the Bengals.
This is your greatest opponent. It will not wait. It will not stop. And once it's gone, it belongs to me. I have seen it all. Powerful moments that demand equal and opposite reactions. order and chaos, joy and sorrow, achievement and folly. Yet one thing has remained outside my control. The future. That has always been for you to create. But now too many find comfort in the past, waiting for a better future to come to them. Greatness does not come to those who sit idly by. Even one action can unleash an avalanche of reaction. You must possess the courage to leave your mark. Without your deeds, time simply passes. So do not wait until the time is right, because no moment is more perfect than now. The future belongs to you. I wonder what you'll do with it. I will be waiting.
Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. So the stage is set for the third meeting between the Ravens and Bengals with a lot on the line. Here are a couple priorities for the Ravens as they get set for this one. Defensively is where things have to start for Baltimore, and it always starts with trying to frustrate Joe Burrow and limit his weapons, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. And whenever facing the Bengals, especially in the postseason, you have to finish. They're one of the best second-half teams in the NFL. That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in all season long. Make sure to catch Ravens-Bengals on Wild Card Sunday night. Enjoy the game, and we hope to see you back here next week for another playoff edition of Ravens Report.